Game 82 out of 82 takes place tonight. Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Robert Thomas, and this is Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome back to Locked On Blues. I'm your host, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things about our Blues here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. On today's episode of LOB, we're going to talk about how tonight is the final game of the season for the Blues as they're in Utah taking on the Mammoth. Do points even matter? And I know what you're thinking. Hale, the playoffs are set. I understand that. But right now, we need to be thinking about the draft. And then finally, who will not be back next season wearing the blue note? More so, who should we watch tonight to just appreciate a little bit more because we may not see them again? We have a lot to get to on today's episode of LOB. So let's just dive into things. It is game 82 out of 82. It is so crazy to me to think that this hockey season, the regular season, is going to come to a conclusion tonight. I love hockey, and I love playoff hockey, but I love Blues playoff hockey, and we're not getting that this season. 3 out of 4 seasons now of not making the playoffs. Luckily, last season we did make it, but still, it always sucks when you're not in it. And this team, I mean, they've been on a little bit of a heater, I have to tell you, winning their last 3 games. So, and maybe a nice little win streak to end the season. For me personally, though, I hate the fact that it's going to be over and we're not going to be able to have any more game day previews, post-game reactions. I hate that. I really do. So I just want to put that out here that while I'm really proud of how the group came together post Olympic break, I still am really frustrated over the fact that couldn't have happened prior and that we don't get any postseason hockey. But game 82 out of 82 is tonight in Utah. And this is a game that we should all tune in for just because this is the last game of the season. And the Mammoth, by the way, they're going to be in the playoffs. And right now, as I mentioned, the Blues have that 3-game win streak, and they had a really solid home finish. Those back-to-back wins over Minnesota, 6-3, and then the Penguins, a 7-5 win, where the offense combined 13 goals in those 2 games. So for me, I am really proud of the Blues and what they were able to achieve with that. Another thing that I want to mention is that tonight's game is going to be meaningless for Utah, right? They're already in the playoffs. Like, there's no need for Utah to win. Now, again, not always a bad way to end the regular season with a W, but for them, their focus is the playoffs and staying healthy. For the Blues, I'm going to confidently say it's going to be finishing on a good note. And I know some of our guys that we like a lot, Theo and Otto, they are not here. They're with the T-Birds, by the way, who made the playoffs last night. So at least Springfield has some postseason action going on. But again, this is an opportunity for guys like a Jimmy Snuggerud, an opportunity for the guys like Philip Broberg, Dylan Holloway, Logan Mayu even, to just really step up and just ball out. That's what I want to see tonight. I just want to see consistent effort on the ice. That way, when this season does come to a conclusion, we can all confidently look back and say, you know what, while this season didn't go the way that we expected it to go, because a lot of us were thinking about making the playoffs. I know that was my mentality. I'm sure that was your mentality as well. At least we can say, you know what, they ended on a strong note, and I'm excited for next season. I did predict that next season, the Blues will be the wild card 1 team out of the West. I think that we're going to see some teams crumble. I don't think that the Central Division is going to always be the toughest division, but for now it is. And that's why when realistically, you're looking at the playoffs for the Blues. You just have to look into that wild card spot because it's going to be really difficult to get in through the Central. Okay, so that's number one. Because Utah, I'm telling you, they're only going to get better. The Wild, kind of a fluky, weird season, right? I didn't expect them to play as well as they have. Obviously, Colorado is a good team, and then you have Dallas, who's a good team. The thing with Dallas is that they just don't get the job done. So as well as they are in the regular season, and they're able to usually win a couple of series in the playoffs, they're just never able to get the job done. But I do think, all in all, the Blues, they do have what it takes to be a playoff team, but just in the wild card sense. So where Utah is right now is their WC1. I'm upset 100%. I am, but I'm going to enjoy tonight's game. As I mentioned in yesterday's episode, Doug Armstrong, 15 years as general manager for the Blues. Tonight will be the final game where he is GM of the Blues, which is so crazy to think about. Not his last day on the job, right? But for sure, the last game where he will be GM before Steiner takes over, which it's a transition that's going to be good, and I'm excited for it. I am. It's just really weird when all you've known is Dougie A, and now it's like, whoa, we're having a change, and change is inevitable. I'm not a big fan of change personally. Kind of like the sweaters. They're cool. They look sick. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But then there's a part of me that's kind of like, are the sweaters the reason why we're not winning? Like, you get what I'm saying? There's so many questions that come to my mind about certain things. And again, it's all change. It's all due to change. Also, it's like really weird. So usually the lines are out by now, but nothing's been out. I don't know if anyone's even traveling today, media wise, which is kind of strange. But I'm just going to assume that Hofer is getting the start in net due to Binnington starting in the last game and that potentially being his final game wearing the blue note. And that to me, honestly, would be the most logical reasoning as to who would get the start in net. Because one, Binnington didn't have a lot of wins this season. So to get a win on home ice is a good way to just full circle moment, just wrap it up. And it's not really necessary for him to play tonight against Utah. So that's my logic. My other logic would be, wouldn't it make more sense for Hofer to get the start in net tonight because he has basically been our 1A this season, and it allows him more opportunity just to see what he needs to work on for next season or just end the season with some confidence? I don't know. That would be my best guess. It's honestly amusing to me how there's so many people that are split up about the decision if Binnington will be back or not. I personally don't think he's going to be back. I don't. It's weird. I know for a lot of us, we got very used to Binnington, and I feel like emotionally he has calmed down a bit. And that's a really big positive for him. Sorry, I'm getting all these spam calls in the middle of my show, and every 5 seconds I'm like, whatever. But speaking of emotions, I feel like he has calmed down a bit and he's been able to regulate his emotions a lot better on ice. And I see that as a really big advantage. And I mean, this is a guy that genuinely cares so much about the team and the success and about the guys around him. So, again, going back to my main point, I just don't feel like it would be beneficial to have him start in net tonight, with all things said, just due to the fact that he left on a really positive note in the game that he played against the Penguins on home ice on Tuesday. See, that's logic, and that's logic that makes sense. And for what it's worth, I am really proud of Jimmy Snuggerud. That's the guy that I think has stood out to me the most this season. So I hope tonight he just has another good game. Snuggy has been such an instrumental piece to this team. And coming in last season, playing those 7 regular season games and then absolutely killing it in the playoffs as well for those 7 games. I mean, that was just a small glimpse of what he was able to do. And this season, he just stepped up big time in my eyes, and he's only going to get better, which is really exciting when it's a player like him that has so much potential and growth and opportunity. And the Blues are really lucky to have somebody like him, because when we're thinking about the future and we're thinking about, who are the guys that are going to step up next, he is one of them. And I love, by the way, the first line with Thomas centering and Snuggie and Holloway. It's such a great line. And sometimes you question, like, oh, why couldn't this have been put together in the beginning of the season? Sometimes things just work out naturally. And don't forget, too, Holloway and Kyrou played really well with each other last season. Like, the chemistry was unreal. So, again, sometimes it's just finding the right chemistry. But overall, tonight's game, I am expecting to see Snuggerud shine. RT18, per usual, your future captain of the Blues. He's going to shine. I'm telling you, I know I talk about this a lot. He is going to be the captain. I know there's some people that are like, Haley, I think it's going to be Jake Neighbors. Okay, that's awesome. Cool. I just don't see that happening. And it's not like you're wrong for thinking that way, because I can totally understand your argument. I just don't see that happening as long as Robert Thomas is on the team, which, again, I expect him to be on the team. There's no reason for the Blues to look to move him, because you're never going to get back, by the way, what he is in terms of value and what he brings. Maybe I'm biased. Probably. You know what? I am biased towards Robert Thomas. I just really like his game, and I truly think he makes that much of a difference on the ice. I genuinely believe that he is going to be on the Olympic team in 4 years. You'll see. All right. Whoa, that rant. Yeah, but we have that rant quite a bit on this podcast. All right, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. And then on the other side, do these points tonight matter? We're going to talk about that, but right after this. If you got a sweet tooth like I do, you know how tough it is to find the perfect treat without all the sugar. And that's why the Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shot brings the nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. This is that classic cotton candy taste you remember, but with a tasty caffeine boost and zero sugar. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. I've always loved cotton candy, but I can't be eating sweets every day, all day. So this is the perfect alternative. The flavor really brings that throwback fruity vanilla vibe, and it's surprisingly smooth. Bring on the sweetness with cotton candy 5-Hour Energy Shots, available now at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? You're not alone. Keeping track of subscription spending and bills can get overwhelming fast. And that's where Rocket Money comes in. It helps you take care of your finances all in one place. It tracks your subscriptions in one spot, and it can help you cancel the ones you don't need with just a few taps. It automatically categorizes your spending so you can actually see where your money is going. And you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clear picture of your finances day to day. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/locked on. That's rocketmoney.com/locked on. I also want to let you know about something that we have here in the Locked On Podcast Network. It's called the Everydayer Club. For $5 a month, you get to listen to ad-free audio of Locked On Blues. And the best part is, and I didn't know this until like a couple weeks ago, that it automatically syncs up to your Spotify, to your Apple Music. So you don't have to go to the website every day. Like, you can just go onto your apps and the ad-free version will automatically be there. It is a game changer. I personally listen to my own show on a daily basis just because I like listening to my own show. And it's really nice having that ad-free version. Plus, you're also invited to an exclusive Discord so you can talk amongst yourselves about the Blues. And if you join, let me know and I'll say, hey, what's up? Hello, my next episode. So, for whatever reason, a lot of people are now like, oh, I hope the Blues don't win because I don't want them to pick up any points for the draft because it would just make them pick higher or lower. Would it be lower, higher? Whatever. It just wouldn't be as good as a pick. Whatever. Okay. I want to call you all out, by the way, on that really fast because I literally did the math yesterday, right? The Blues right now have 84 points, okay? They're 10th right now. So if they win tonight, they have 86 points. You might be wondering, hell, is that going to make that much of a difference? And the answer is no, it is not. Right now, the New Jersey Devils finish their season with 87 points. If the Blues win tonight, they'll have 86 points. The Nashville Predators have one game left, and they currently have 86 points. Now, again, when we look at other things like regulation wins, the Blues do have more. They have 32, and the Preds have 28. But all things being said, if the Predators win tonight, then that's fine. I understand. I really do. I genuinely understand not wanting to keep moving back in this draft. I do get that. We have Detroit. Right now, they look like they're going to be 15th overall. We have their pick because of Justin Folk. Shout out Justin Folk. But if the Blues select 10th and 15th, I won't be upset about that. Ideally, I would have loved to have been in the top 5. That would have been my ideal situation. At one point, the Blues were top 3. But it's okay. You know why? Because I was genuinely happy that they were figuring it out. And for me, I'll take that as a win. Okay. For you, maybe not. Maybe for you, you're like, oh my God, I wish they tanked. Okay, well, that's a loser mentality. I had that mentality for a little bit this season, and I'm disgusted with myself for having that mentality. That is a stupid mentality. I don't like that mentality. No, we're not doing that. We don't like that mentality, dumb mentality. So that is that. But what I will say is I want the Blues to end the season with a win. Obviously, the way last season ended was with a loss. Unless you win the Stanley Cup once you're in the playoffs, you're literally going to end your season with a L, which, that's how it goes. That's literally how it goes. So for the Blues to get an opportunity to end their season with a W, I will take that. I will take that win. But most importantly, it's because I want these guys to head into next season with confidence. I want them to feel so confident. I want them to feel so good about their game. And that way, there's not any of this doubt. There's not any of this weirdness in the beginning of the season where they couldn't figure out how to shoot. I was gonna say a word. I had to stop myself, but they couldn't figure out how to shoot for the life of them. I just want this Blues team to figure it out and not have to deal with what they had to deal with this season. This is an opportunity for the Blues to end on a good note and the right note. All things being said, I genuinely think tonight is a winnable game. I don't know why the lines aren't out yet. This is very weird to me. Usually the lines come out a lot faster, but again, who knows if anyone's even down there right now. The NHL just released the Eastern Conference playoff game 1 schedule, right? Not even the whole entire thing. This is just how it goes, where there's never seemingly anything of convenience online anymore. But hey, if we were the Toronto Maple Leafs, we would know. But hey, we're not, so it's fine. It's fine. Am I crashing out? No. Okay, let's go do our draft lottery simulator of the day. Again, I do this 3 times. Yesterday, the Blues, they moved back once, but now they're in 10th. Yesterday, they were 9th. Right now in that 9th spot is San Jose, so let's go do it. And the Blues will pick at 10th. 10th, 11th. I'm just gonna do it a couple times. I'm gonna see if they move up at all because I also am curious. They keep on moving them down to like 11th. I don't think they're gonna move up at all. I mean, there is a possibility that they could move up, but right now, we have the first overall pick with a 3.5% chance. I will take the dub. I mean, I only had to press the button like 20 times, but hey, a win is a win. All right, coming up, I'm gonna talk to you about something that maybe a few of us don't really want to talk about. And I'm going to talk to you about that right after this. I just want to remind you to subscribe to Locked On Blues here on YouTube at Locked On Blues, or give a follow of 5 stars wherever you listen, whether that's Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, whatever your choice of podcasting platform is. It helps my show out. It also helps you out because then you get notified when I have a new episode. Again, episodes are every single day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes we have weekend specials, like when trades happen. That's a thing. I pull my Kevin Weeks out sometimes where I will record a video of me, like literally wherever I'm at. The most notable one was the 2024 trade deadline. I was in a pool in Florida, mind you. I got the little notification on because I have my phone on when it comes to the trade deadline stuff. And I got a notification. I forgot who it was. It was somebody of AHL level trade. And I did it from the pool. Like, again, when Philip Rober got his contract, when he got his extension, I did it in the pouring rain while walking with an umbrella. Like, you never know what you're going to see if you subscribe on YouTube. So I recommend it. It is free to do, no cost whatsoever. And you get to see me in really unusual situations talking about the Blues. So, my final segment of today's show is a segment that a lot of us probably don't want to hear, which is the inevitable, who won't we see next season? Now, I want to start off by saying this. It sucks, first and foremost, for any player to be playing their final game with their respective team if they like the team. Now, there are some players that don't like the teams that they play for and they want to be traded because they don't like it and they went out. And for those players, like, yeah, that's valid. But for the Blues, I feel like a lot of guys are truly happy here. So that's why it is quite an interesting situation. So let's go look at something because this is really interesting to me. And it's okay. It's Sonny. I think he's going to be playing his final game wearing the blue note tonight. He'll be a UFA after the conclusion of this season. And I don't know if they're going to bring him back. I love Sonny. He's a 32-year-old. He can play center, right wing. Whatever you need, he'll do. I just don't know if they're going to bring him back. He wasn't making that much. It was about like 1.5 milli AAV. But still, I think it's going to be his final game tonight wearing the blue note. Dylan Holloway is going to be an RFA, but I think they're going to extend him, so definitely not his last game. Here's an interesting one. Berggren, maybe. Like, this is a question mark one for me. He'll be an RFA, but still, that's a big maybe. As you can tell, it makes me very uncomfortable because I don't like this. I think it's going to be Matthew Kessel's last game. He'll be an RFA next season, but I think they might look to trade him possibly. And Justin Hull, I don't think he'll be back, if we're being honest. It's I think it goes without saying that with Jordan Binnington, while he does have 1 year left on his contract, I do think they're going to trade him. And I don't think he will be back next season. And it's a very sensitive topic for me because I really love Binnington, and I don't know how many times I've said that on this podcast that I do think that he's one of the better goalies in the NHL, and it is painful for me as a Binnington fan. I just don't think he'll be back. Doesn't that kind of suck? It stings, right? Like for me, it stings. Speaking of stings, all these spam calls, like crashing out over that. Um, in terms of some other guys, I I don't know. Do I think Kyrie will be back? 75% of me says yes. There's still that 25% of me that's like, maybe not. Will Bushi be back? Unfortunately. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but like my disdain, like my absolute disdain for that man is so evident. It's so evident. I just don't like him. I really don't. I don't like how he plays. I think he just plays such lazy hockey, and it just gets me so annoyed. So annoyed. It's fine. Other than that, though, I think everybody else will be back. I don't think Robert Thomas is going anywhere, so you can all get your delusional thoughts away from me. I will not accept that. But tonight's game, I mean, man, if it's Sonny's final game wearing the blue note, like I literally might I get so emotional over these things. He went on the radio the other day and said that he would die for the blue note. Like this is a man that loves St. Louis, and I love Sonny. I do, and but almost off season, guys. I can finally release some of the interviews I did with the guys in the beginning of the season about non-season related things to get to know them a little bit better, and Sonny was one of them. So oh man, it's just gonna suck. But hey, we need to get younger. We need to get younger first and foremost. And if somebody can come back, some less money, whatever, a year extension, that's fine with me. I'm not rooting for him to go. I just don't think they're gonna bring him back, but we'll see. All right, enjoy the final game. At least the Thunderbirds are in the playoffs. That's all I have. That's my positive look on this. All right. And like always, let's go Blues.